you actually inspired me on social media, right? I'm a contractor, right? That's what I do. I'm 57 now, and around...
But built like a truck, right? I see it. I'm scoping you. I'm like, all right, in 11 years, if I keep going, I'm gonna,
I don't know where we are. 10 Hudson, Vayner Media, right? So here we go, man. Gonna meet Gary, chill out. I don't know, see what happens. So we got Brooke, Nino, we got the whole crew here. We got Dan, Ben, who made the meeting happen, and this is the guy who makes all the jobs happen. My shirt, 'cause I got another one. I've been in business for 40 years, so yeah, we've been doing strictly basements now for solid 20. And now we're all over the country, man, just building and designing. Got the A-team here. Yeah. This is it, man. I thought that was you. What's up? How are you, man? Great to see you.
Great.
What's happening?
Everything's
CNC. Yeah, it's cut out of CNC, but it's not. It's like sound absorbent material. Always looking, man. Always looking for ideas. I hear Gary talk like clearly his upbringing was tougher than mine. He's an immigrant from Russia, right? I mean, Belarus. Yeah, Belarus. Yeah, still in Russia. But obviously I didn't have that. But like we grew up fucking piss poor. Yeah. Like, you know, single mom on welfare, and we moved around, government, housing, you know. I never knew like money was a thing until I was like in high school. I thought everybody ate with these food stamps. I just thought that's what everybody did. I had no idea. So, you know, I mean, I know he kind of had a little humble beginnings like that as well, you know. Had 6,086 comments. So what I said right away, as soon as it was going viral, I get to him, I said, me and you, let's just start replying to every comment. Mm-hmm. And what happened was we were at like 6 million thinking it was going to fizzle out.
That's Instagram, not TikTok.
Yeah, this was, and then there's a good TikTok one too though. Mm-hmm. So the minute me and him started engaging, it got another life of its own. Yeah. And it was so funny because I started doing that, and then we started just driving it, and then we repost and do this, whatever, and then it literally just kept rolling.
Just kept going.
And then 2 days later, I'm watching one of Gary's videos, and somebody asked him a question. Hey, I had one video go viral. He goes, what should I do? And he's like, fucking milk it. Like, I was like, wait, we just did that. Yeah. What's happening? Yo, what's up, Gary? How are you, man?
It's great to see you.
Yeah, great to meet you, man.
How you been?
Awesome. Bring the whole crew, man. It's my son, Nino.
Pleasure to
My
meet
daughter,
you,
Brooke.
Brooke, nice to meet you.
Yeah. Hey, first, man.
What did you like tweet out? Who wants to come to Gary's office?
Thanks for giving me the most valuable thing in the world, man. Your time. Because I say that all the time, and I know you feel the same way. Like, nothing more valuable than our time. It's an asset.
It's the asset.
Yeah, I know. And I feel the same way, man.
Well,
I mean, obviously, yours is a lot more valuable than mine. But I value mine.
I always tell my team, I'm like, I don't want to be on time every time. The thought that my time is more valuable than somebody else's doesn't even cross my mind. I value it. Yeah. But I valued it when I was 23 building this, even though when it didn't seem on paper that it was. You know what I mean? So totally. I appreciate all your time, and it's really nice to see you.
No, man, I mean it sincerely. It means the world to us because it's nothing more valuable than that, right? We can't make more of that.
Yeah. So I'm happy to bring everyone together, you know, Jersey, family business. He has the kids here. We just wanted to talk, man. Growing the business.
Where is the office?
So we're located in Howell right now. So Central Jersey, Jersey Shore. Yeah, you know the area. So
I grew up in Edison, not too far.
Oh, get out of here. So I lived in Edison for a little bit.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah, right off Lodi Ave. Town Mall.
Yeah.
No, it's right there.
I lived on Tingley Lane off of Oak Tree Road.
Oh my God, an oak tree. Yeah. Holy crap. That's funny.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so a couple of years I lived there just growing up. But mostly I grew up in Howell, went to the Howell High School in Monmouth County. So And just been kind of, my roots are there. Raised 4 kids, and
Awesome.
and now they're older, and we got 2 of them, like big part of the company. So
Good for you.
really,
Yes.
yeah, man, I'm so blessed. Like we got so much good happening. It's like insane. Yeah, I hear you, man.
Knock on wood.
I hear,
Knock on wood.
no, I hear you. No, it's
And
fantastic.
how did you guys get connected?
Social media.
Just
Yeah, I was buying a new home and reaching out to everybody. Because, I'm like interested, and then I met Ben and Pat, and like he was saying, his kids, like very talented. Brooke actually met you in Vegas.
I did, and Chris as well.
great to see you, Chris. That's awesome.
They won like a contest for, what was it, small
The
business?
IFA in Vegas,
Yeah,
and then you spoke,
Yep.
and then we went to your classroom meeting.
It's awesome.
We did the motivational speaking there.
Thank you.
It was awesome.
Well, listen, I want to bring as much value as humanly possible. Where do you think we can go with that?
It's interesting, right? Like you actually inspired me on social media, right? I'm a contractor,
Yeah.
right? Clearly, that's what I do. I'm 57 now, and around.
But built like a fucking truck, right?
It's a wrestling, man.
I see
Yeah.
it.
It's a wrestling,
I'm
right?
saying, I'm scoping you. I'm like, all right, in 11 years, if I keep
Size
going.
of the
Yeah.
No, it's pretty funny, but no, honestly though, it's actually funny you say that because fitness is a big part of our lives. You know what I mean? Start every day in the gym, and I think it's for us. It's just important. It kind
It's
of
just part of life.
yeah. For me, I call it my therapy.
I
Yeah.
totally understand.
I used to put it in my calendar as like a therapy appointment.
I
My
get it.
secretary was like,
Yeah.
"What the hell's that?"
Good for you.
Yeah. But anyhow,
But the point there was a lot of people didn't realize that people not 20 could do this shit.
yeah. So it's so funny, right? So I'm 50, right? And social media's out there. Actually, he started. He was at University of Alabama, and which, by the way, love that talk.
Yeah, your talk there.
He was there
great.
then.
That was
right?
my
Yeah.
senior year.
No shit.
Yeah, you came in 2018.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
my daughter's actually there now.
That's
I'm
awesome.
actually going there this weekend for
For
the
the
game.
game?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, but anyhow, that was actually awesome.
Thank you.
That message that you delivered there was like it hit
Really
home.
good.
So cool, man.
Thank you.
No, for real. But anyhow, so we got a really good, successful business. Local business, and
Yeah.
we're doing well. And he's like, listen, you got to start
Doing
getting
this
the next
shit.
level, doing
Yeah,
this.
exactly.
And I'm talking to my competitors and my friends that are also in the business.
I don't know
And
what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah,
it's
You're not
exactly
gonna get another contract from a fucking TikTok.
exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly what they said.
That's my favorite thing happening on life. The longer everyone's confused,
Yep.
the more likely I'm gonna buy the Jets.
I love it.
It's
I
a
think it's
I
amazing.
get it. That makes all. I mean, you should have heard the shit that people said to me when I took my dad's liquor store in Springfield on the web in '96. Because my dad came from the Soviet Union, and like a lot of the guys that I talked to watched him go from a stock boy to owning his own business. They loved my dad, and they literally told me shit like, "You're gonna put your dad out of business, and this is fucked up. He brought you to America, and like now you're gonna do this
You're gonna
.com
ruin it,
thing.
yeah.
You're gonna ruin it." And like new shit fucks up old guard.
Yeah, I'm with you, man.
Cool.
And I think it's also so many people are afraid of different or new. So
100%. And honestly, people don't talk this enough. A lot of people just don't want to put in the work.
I'm with you, man.
Like this, when people like what clearly you have, and I sense it immediately, is like a lot of people that already kind of did a little something. They got what they like. They got their little boat that they can go fishing in the Jersey Shore. Like they're good. They're like 3 years from now I'm gonna go to Florida half the year too. And so when you say like let's get the fucking work, like fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Like they're like they shit on new stuff, but it's really an excuse that they don't want to put in the work anymore.
Yeah, they settled out.
100%.
100%.
Complacency is an incredible framework to excuses.
I totally agree. I mean, here we are, most successful like finished basement business in New Jersey, and I would argue in the country.
Good for
But I look at it, and I'm not saying sitting back going, "Hey, this is great, we're all good." I'm going, "No, we're just getting fucking started. Like this is the beginning, man. We're taking this nationwide, and that's what we're doing right now." Like,
Are there nationwide players in the finished basement
So-
business?
so
Or it's been a regional business?
There's not even a lot of finished basement companies.
there's a few,
There's a few.
but
But not that do.
But not to the scale we.
nobody's doing
Like
it.
you went super deep into like people finish basements, people are
Yeah.
building finished basements all the time, but you're like, no, this is
It's
like the
different
fucking
level.
thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, we're
Like they could hire someone to do their basic basement, but then
Yeah.
we took it to a different
Yeah.
scale.
those guys aren't like
And they
competitors.
design it. So that's
Yeah.
how it could go
Right here,
nationwide because they're like, here's how you do a hidden bar. Here's how the door flips upside down.
Are you thinking a franchise model? or
No,
you're
so no, we already got burned with that.
Yeah,
That's, So
I get it.
she started that franchise.
It's an interesting debate, but It's hard.
So
I
I'm thinking,
started
because
when
people
I was
fuck up your
23,
brand.
and it was-
That's hard to keep that
Yeah,
going.
and they,
You know.
That's it. People fuck up your brand.
Yeah.
I get it. Because
Yeah.
franchisees never like when I say this, but if you're a franchisee, you're a half entrepreneur.
yeah.
so true.
And-
yeah,
I like that. Yeah, that's
Right?
smart.
Yeah.
It's true. Like, look, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm like, you own a McDonald's, which is amazing. You are entrepreneurial.
Yeah.
But you're not a purebred entrepreneur.
No. Yeah.
Because corporate is doing a lot of shit for you.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurship is, there is nobody else.
Well, we were, not, I shouldn't say we because I had nothing to do with it, but Brooke, who created the franchise that we had, or she had,
Yeah.
and then Chris was the genius behind
Yeah.
building it, and now he moved on to a much bigger and better running, but so we've been down that road, and we
It's
understand
hard.
what
It's
it's
tough.
like.
You're dealing with a
I'm
lot
on
of
the board
different
of
personalities.
Bojangles, which is a QSR chicken restaurant in the
Yeah,
South.
yeah.
Yeah, Bama, right? The conflict between franchisor and franchisee, I'm empathetic to both sides.
Yeah.
It's a challenge.
Oh, yeah.
It's why they're so lucrative when they work, because it's challenging.
Yeah.
Anyway, nonetheless,
Yeah, so anyhow, that wasn't my mindset.
Yeah.
So it's real hard, right, to take a business that we have, like a contractor. Like how do you take a contractor that works in a county and take it Jersey-wide or nationwide? So the concept that I came up with, because I had 40 years of content, right? And there was nobody, we calculated that I've designed over 4,000 basements.
40 years of design, right? Not
Exactly.
right,
Right,
content.
not
and
content, you're
I
right,
got,
yeah.
no, I wanted to ground how you're defining content.
Yeah.
Right, makes sense. Go ahead.
So now I'm bringing to the table something nobody else in the country has. Like I've designed 4,000 basements. Find me another guy that did, and especially to the level of what we do.
When did you get serious of going deeper into that niche? What year?
Pretty funny. It's about 20 years ago, believe it or not. Like I shouldn't say it was serious at that time. I pivoted. I had a really, really successful commercial contracting business to the point where I was doing about $15 million a year, right? I think my oldest daughter, his wife, Chris's wife, was just going into high school. So how many years ago that, right? I don't even know. She's 35 now, right? Yeah, 20 years. And I said to myself, no, you're good.
It's my son. Hold on a second. My man. A friend of mine that I'm very close to, Ben Lair, told me randomly, just random real life dinner. I don't even recall where the fuck we were. And he said, just nonchalantly, wasn't even making a big deal about it. Just said that his dad picked up his call every time he called, and his dad was a big executive. And like literally from that second on, I'd like, if my kids call, I don't give a fuck what I'm doing, I'm picking up.
Dude, honestly, I think that was the coolest fucking thing
Yeah.
because ironically, the story I was telling you was that right there. I had imagine this, I got a $15 million a year business. I'm making money hand over fist, successful.
Yeah, crush
I
it.
have contracts coming in left and right. I can do whatever I want, but I don't know my family.
Huh.
I made a choice at that moment that close it down and choose my family
Wow.
over that. It was, let me tell you,
That's a big deal.
no, it was the craziest fucking thing I ever did. Honestly, thinking back, like
How long was that happening in your subconscious, or was it very quick?
Yeah, it was probably building for about 2 years, and it was building, and I got to the point where it's like, okay, I'm gonna be dead, and they're gonna have all my money, So what could I don't want to be the richest guy in the graveyard. So I just said to myself, like, fuck it, it's not worth the money. I'd rather have the family and live in a trailer than to have the money and live in a mansion.
I love it.
And legit, and so we had to sell
So
our
you-
contracts.
Right, you sold the contracts and you rebuilt up from this genre.
So I had 7,000 square foot office, 30 employees, architects. I walked in one day, random, out of the blue. I go, whatever, we're not signing another contract. Nobody's fired.
Yep.
Everybody's getting paid. You could stay here. We probably got a year backlog. You want to leave in a year? You want to leave in a month? Find the best job you can. Stay as long as you want. So when the dust settles a year later, everybody's happy. Don't burn any bridges. Everybody gets paid. I just look and go, now what? Like, what the hell did I just do?
Were people like scared that you were sick or some shit because it was so left field?
Nobody got it.
Yeah,
Nobody got
makes
it.
sense.
Couldn't understand it. Even me, when it settled, I was like,
Right,
wait,
was
what?
this right?
I was like,
Yeah.
wait, what the fuck? I got a mortgage.
Yeah.
I got kids.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit. The kids were too
That's
young
an
to understand
amazing
it.
Story. Good for you.
Yeah.
Here's why. What people don't understand about that is now you're fucking pumped you did that.
100%.
Of course.
100%. Best thing I ever did.
100%.
Didn't know it at the time.
Yeah, I mean, look, now fathers and mothers have it. Technology's a fucking game changer.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that 20 years ago.
No.
Like, there's so many extra new things that we can do, but still nothing nothing
No.
takes away from time, actual time. I love it.
Nothing more important.
And so
than that.
what? You kind of like took a step back, and that was a part of the whole thing that you thought was the most fun. You liked it.
So really, it was my wife, to tell you the truth. Like I just said to her, like, now what? She goes, well, listen, you built anything. Like this is what I did. I could.
That's what you do.
It doesn't matter. I can figure it out. Like you know. So she's like, but what do you love the most? I said, I love fucking designing basements. I go, but how can I make a living at that? Like that's insane.
It seemed too narrow.
Of course. Like,
And this was even before man caves were blowing up.
oh yeah. Yeah.
No, finished basements is very Jersey culture.
Oh, totally.
Like,
No, but our
I was like, it's been so long since I lived that Edison life, but like, literally when you started talking, like, right, that was like a core thing you like asked your friend, like you meet a friend in 4th grade and be like, you have finished basement? Right? It was a very Jersey thing.
Totally. Yeah, but we took it to a whole nother level, man. At that point, we just said, you know what? Like, we're not doing these cheesy drop ceilings. We got like you know, I was happy to get a $10,000 basement.
How have the trends changed? Like, what's the kind of like, you know how that always happens?
Totally.
Like, what's the current thing that people are like really about?
Like a modern look.
Modern look, totally.
Tile in the basement.
The hidden doors.
A lot of hidden doors.
What took us?
Hidden doors are
That's
good.
what took us to another level.
The
is hidden
the
doors.
slides from the first story.
Well, that was my
to the
first
basement.
viral video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A slide.
Yeah.
So I'll give you this.
Something
right?
different in every job.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I will get to this guy's front door, and we're doing some cool basements, and we migrated from the $10,000 basements to
And you get a
$50,000.
sense, you have good people skills, so you got a sense that they were open to the idea, right?
I'm standing at the guy's threshold of his door, and he goes, before I walk in, he goes, I want something cool. He goes, from you, right? He challenged me. I didn't even get in his house. And I looked, and he had 3 little kids, and I said, all right, how about we put a slide from your first floor into the kids' room? He goes, can you do that? I go, I don't know, I'll figure it out. You know what I mean? And so we're just thinking outside the box, and
You know what? I need to connect you guys to Brandon, my best friend who runs my dad's wine store. Could do something really cool where like when you like anybody who ever does a wine cellar, maybe the store will give like 3 nice bottles, like something just nice for you to do added value. I love added value and surprise and delight. That's
Right.
awesome.
That'd be cool. Do a lot of wine
we just did a
I
sick.
figured.
Yeah, we do. Underneath the stairs.
We just did one for this guy James. Sick fingerprint. What was his collection like? 1.7 million.
Yeah,
We
it was
made
$2
it
million
sick,
wine
you know,
collection.
yeah.
He loves drinking wine. He flies to Italy, grabs the bottle, flies back.
Crazy.
Very into it.
But so we kind of migrated.
Yeah.
Migrated
Hometown.
over these years.
Cool.
Right by Bellworks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost that buy right
Yep.
on that highway right there, and you're right before Delicious Org. Right?
Yeah.
I almost bought that years ago. I almost put a wine
Wow.
library there. I
Wow.
I still, before I die, randomly out of left field, might open a wine library in Monmouth
It would
County.
kill it there.
It was, Monmouth is a
Kill it.
disaster.
Yeah.
There's no super wine store.
No.
No.
It's the only
just
part
wine
of
and
Jersey
spirits.
that,
That's
it's just kind of like,
A brewery just opened up right there.
I heard.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
heard.
Actually, you guys know that.
Source.
Yeah, Source Brewery. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So that's it. And away you went.
Yeah. So and now we just keep getting better and bigger, and again we migrated from
Can
the
I give you a piece
10,000.
of, like, before we run out of time?
Yeah.
Same way that you're doing well with like the TikTok stuff and stuff, immediately, thoughtfully, get serious about YouTube Shorts.
Yeah,
Here's
for sure.
why. YouTube Shorts is different in that it's exactly like TikTok with virality and those dynamics, but YouTube is the second biggest search engine in the world.
I know.
And if you name them properly, you're probably going to get a lot of lead gen because it shows up in standard YouTube search. So unlike TikTok, where they are showing signs to becoming more of a search engine, like YouTube is like, people literally type in finished basement resume,
Yeah.
man caves. Whereas, so with the content, if you tag it and name it right, one viral YouTube short might be your biggest lead gen piece of content. And that wouldn't happen if it was just living on TikTok.
Really? Gotcha.
Because it's a consumer behavior. There's more 52-year-olds who are going to build a real fucking basement, who are going to go search on YouTube, on Google. YouTube shows up in Google, or the progressive 52-year-old is searching YouTube because they want to visualize it more than Google, and your YouTube short might show up in the search now, which is that person's not going to TikTok to search for a finished basement. You may get awareness from it, but it's a search engine, and search is intent to buy, and so it's a big difference in business dynamic than just letting it live on TikTok.
Thanks, that's great. That makes a lot of sense.
Gotta leave you with something.
No, it's all
Yeah.
good. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah.
And so what about like a podcast and talking more about like doing what I did, which was like I went from being a businessman to doing content around my business, Wine Library TV, to then taking it to the next place. When I hear about just what you did with making that decision in life, just you interviewing other people who left it all, like if your show was called Left It All for the Positive, like if that was the name of the show, with you, and you interview other people who weren't sick, who weren't burnt out, who didn't have drug addiction, who didn't nothing bad happened. They just had a realization and they wanted this. I think that's a really powerful show. For a lot of people who like are grinders and hungry, a lot of people, you know, the reason I've always tried to be thoughtful of how I do content is I'm never stressed. Like I'm never anxious. I'm like really in that place, like that real fucking weird place where like, this is what I was meant to do for real. And like anytime I feel something's off, I'll micro adjust. I'm so in tune that I don't get into those subconscious places where I'm like, I'm fucked, I gotta fuck, you know, like I'm just like notice what I asked you, how long was it on your mind? It's a really important insight.
I get it.
Right? Because you were playing with it. There's been a couple things in my life where that happened and those are the things that were more challenging for me. What I tend to do is like the second I sense it at that first moment, I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna change it now before it becomes something drastic. But I think one of the things you can add to your repertoire is a meaningful show about elevating you, the human being. It's not even the content of the basement stuff. It works together. It's me. I have wine, I have NFTs, but I have me, the GaryVee of it all. You might want to go there because I think your truth and your life journey is actually a very substantial show concept.
Yeah, I mean that's awesome advice, man. Because
it's worth debate. You know, I want to leave you all to like you might be like, that was a great idea, but I don't want to do that. But in 9 months, you're like, I want to do that.
Yeah.
You know, because I think that takes a lot of courage, and there's a million people just in fucking the tri-state area who want to do it right now, and they won't do it because they can't point to someone who did it, and you could be that person for them.
It's really interesting. I never even thought down that road, but
I would argue it's one of the most courageous things to do. To so many people that achieve real success professionally have so much of their identity tied up into it that it's just hard to shut it all down, even though you know you love your family more. It seems too extreme. They'll just take more vacation time. They'll take the month of August off, which just seems insane when you're a workaholic. But to shut it the fuck down, to then live it, have the benefits. Now you have grown kids who can even be on the show, maybe even say shit to you on the show that you've never heard them think. That's interesting content.
No, they speak their mind. Don't worry.
I know, but you know this. Everybody in this room knows this. No matter how much, they could be the greatest speak your mind kids of all time. There's still 3 things they've never told you. That could be interesting. And then interviewing others who've done it. I think it's a very karma thing to put into the world, and will bring awareness and potential business development for you.
Yeah, I think that's awesome.
It's a great
That's
idea.
really cool, man. Never thought about that.
It's just a very big deal that most people will never do, though many think it every day.
It's funny. I hadn't really thought about it. I hadn't thought about it in years until right now.
I mean, I think one of the things that's worked for me is that I'm doing things that people think, or I'm saying things that people think, and then now they have someone to like a 50-year-old saying, I can make content. Because we need more people like that. And I think, what you did is extreme. That's a very large business, and you decided to go all the way. Right?
Oh yeah.
And
now we're doing NFTs and with easy decks and everything. It's pretty cool.
Super cool.
Yeah.
I think you should really debate it.
Yeah, I think that's cool, man. And that's just what we're all about. We're all about like the next thing. Like I'm not complacent. Even at 57, I'm not sitting back going, yeah, this is it. This is great.
You're gonna live for another 50 years.
Dude, I'm just getting started. Yeah.
You know what I think about that shit. I really believe. I don't understand people.
I don't either.
I get it because we were both 15 and we know what we thought 57 was back then, which was fucking ancient.
Yeah.
But then you get there, right?
That's true.
Yeah, 15. I mean, when I was 22, I thought my 30-year-old cousin was 1,000. You know? And now at 46, I think like I'm a child.
Yeah.
And so I get it.
Yeah.
Like, why would you not go at it for at least 25 years before you begin to debate if you want to not.
Well, listen, I love the game, so for me, I have no reason.
I get it.
Everybody says all the time, "You ready to step down? Let the kids take over."
What?
I'm like, I love having them. Don't get
Like
me
I got
wrong.
more slides to
But
fucking make.
wait, there's more cool shit we didn't think of yet. Yeah.
What about bourbon brown goods culture? Like that's become a phenomenon. So the wine cellar thing is obvious. One thing to think about that I think would really play if you're thinking about something creative is how deep people have gotten into scotch and whiskey and bourbon. And I think
Show that room that
We just did it.
love it.
We just did a
Crazy room.
sick hidden room. We made a speakeasy in this guy's
It
house.
wasn't a basement. It was
It was
upstairs
it was
closet.
insane.
Love it.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.